And we here. If anybody's still left, we took
I
that.
know, right?
I was out. I just got back in. Welcome to the show, Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. We here going over the Dallas and Minnesota game, and I'm here to announce to y'all that the series is over. The series is now concluded at 3 games. There's no way Minnesota is coming back, even though every game was pretty close for the most part. I mean, they fought tooth and nail, but nah, this one is over. It's over. Minnesota showed their inexperience. Plus, I will say this. I will say this. Luka gets a very favorable whistle. Dallas in general was getting a very favorable whistle, and Luka got and gets a very favorable whistle. That and he cried. See, boys like Luka kind of irritate me, and he a baller. Let me start by there. I'm not hating on this game. The ball, he could pass, he could dribble, he could shoot, he could do all that, right? But this is why he's annoying. Because he gets almost every call, and then when a call goes against him, he wants to start jumping up and down like he can't believe it. I'm like, bruh, like, take the win, take the W you get. Every time you go to drive, it's a very high chance you're going to get a call. Yep. And the first time you reach around and smack, I forget who arm was it, Cat, Rudy Gobert, somebody, you want to start jumping up and down like it's so egregious that they called a foul on you. I can't get behind a crybaby. I just can't. It's irritating. All that being said, Kyrie put a masterful performance on. Hold on, let me see what the stats was. That one bull, who's the bull in the middle that was throwing all the shots? He was blocking everything that
the one that got hurt.
No, not the one that got hurt. The one who came in for him, who got the alley-oop dunk at the end. To finish the game off, he was tossing all kind of shots. I think he might have had like 4 blocks or something. What was his name? Gafford. I think it was Gafford. Yeah, it might have been Gafford. What he end with? Now my phone want to act all extra slow. 2 steals. Come on. Yeah, 3 blocks. Yeah, he was punching everything. He only had 5 points, but he did a heck of a job protecting the rim. Kyrie 33, Luka 33, 7 and 5, 60% shooting by Kyrie, 50% shooting by Luka. Dallas as a team shot 55% today. That's going to be hard to beat. That's going to be hard to beat. Wishman actually shot 50%, Minnesota, which wasn't bad. But them calls, this I'm telling you, yeah, Phil W. That's what I'm saying. Luka cried too much to get behind. Those calls are crucial in a game like that because they put a lot of dudes that was guarding Luka in foul trouble. And once you get in foul trouble, now your defense is going to suffer. It just is what it is. And that's why I don't like when you start calling. If you going to wait all year, all second half of the season after the All-Star break, you're not calling a ticky-tack and you're going to wait to the playoffs to start calling this ticky-tack stuff. Like, come on, stop. And I only see it when it comes to Luka for the most part. Like, it was a little annoying. Good win by Dallas. I can't take that away from him, but that ruins the game for me. I just don't like that. That's all I'm saying about that. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is I concur. The series is officially over. But last year, Kyrie Irving was a pariah in the league. He was a free agent. I'm thinking we probably could have got him on a real cheap, like what he signed a 3-year under. We could have got him for 4 years. I mean, what he's doing right now is unbelievable, man, because he's giving you that veteran leadership. 33 points. Come on, man. But did you see the dunk by the young boy Ant-Man? He needs help. That's because I think they got the pieces. What's frustrating because I want Dallas to win the series, but I at the same time I kind of wanted it to be a competitive series. And I thought it could have been, but I'm blaming the coach on a lot of this. For you allowing Rudy Gobert to keep getting matched up on Luka is insane, or getting matched up on a guard is like ridiculous. You can't. He might be in this series. He just might be unplayable. And if that's the case, don't play him or limit his. And then you just got to limit him. Go to a small ball lineup. Make the ball. What's the ball that's like 6'9", 6'10"? You got to make him the center pretty much. You got to play him most of the minutes. What's the ball they got? That they got
McDaniels.
No. What is his name?
Oh, Nas Reed.
Yeah, Nas Reed.
Oh, okay.
I would go. Yeah, thanks, Phil W. I would go small with Nas Reed.
Nas Reed a hooper too, bro. Nas Reed.
But I'm saying, you go small ball, you got to play small ball.
Guess what? It happened. They'd have fouled Nas Reed out too. But I agree with you about Rudy Gobert. That one play was terrible that they called on him. When they started really saying get him off the guards, the guard actually pump faked and Rudy stepped in and he stepped into Rudy. That was another call I didn't like. He actually, because I thought they took that out the game. But last year they told me that they was taking the pump fake step in out the game. Huh?
They lied.
Exactly. Because he did it, and that's what Rudy was trying to say. Rudy was like, kind of doing a move like, yo, he jumped into me. How am I getting a foul call? But here we go again. Favorable calls. This is something I just don't. Sometimes referees, they feel the pressure to call a foul if it looks like a foul, even if it wasn't a foul. And that's what I don't like. Like, don't be, just because a dude hits the ground, it don't mean you have to make a foul call needs to be called on somebody. Sometimes dudes trip. Sometimes dudes act and throw themselves to the ground. Sometimes it's incidental contact and a dude falls to the ground. You don't have to make a call just because somebody falls to the ground. And I think they feel the pressure to do that because you got the coaches yelling at you. You got fans yelling at you. And I know it's a tough job. I'm not even saying it's easy. But in a high-stakes game like that, bro, you got to go by the rule book. And the rule book says y'all was taking that out the game. Last I heard. But, they got the call on that. I mean, but the thing about Rudy is this is my thing. And I've been telling y'all this because Ethan was on here. X-Man said Gobert is the most fraud defensive player of the year ever. I told, but
we got 4 titles.
Have I not been the voice of reason and the voice of knowledge on it? Have I not? I know you want to say here I go and this, that, and the third, but have I not? I remember being on the same platform, and Ethan was telling me that Rudy Gobert was the best defensive player in the league, and this, that, and the third, and I kept saying this. The name kept. What was the name? Draymond Green. I kept saying Draymond Green because Draymond Green could play all 5 positions. Now, ironically enough, I sent all y'all on our personal chat. I sent y'all a video of the dude Daniels, ex-NBA players who played for the San Antonio Spurs, and he made a comment about Rudy Gobert. He was saying, I don't think he's defensive player of the year because all he does is guard the paint. He can't come out and guard a stretch 4 or a guard and all that kind of stuff like that, which somebody like Draymond Green could do. The reason why I kept continually telling y'all that Draymond Green is one of the best defensive players of our generation, and in my opinion, one of the best defensive players of all time because his versatility. That means something. So, and one more thing. I'm sorry. One more thing. I also was the one who told y'all these voted on awards that y'all value so much that y'all, this person is this and this person is that. What does it mean?
It means a lot. They get you the Hall of Fame or not.
Yeah. But, I know. It means he's about to be out the playoffs.
Shout out to Steph Curry. He had a newborn baby boy today from his wife. So shout out to Steph, young Steph.
I just heard that like last week. I didn't know what.
But
one of the kids told me. I didn't even know she was pregnant.
But Dallas, they suffered a couple of injuries. I'm looking at the boy Derek Lively got hurt.
Would he have a concussion like the bull cat?
He said a neck injury, so he need not come back. So that's a significant injury.
Yeah.
Then I looked at Jake Jones. He got hurt trying to fish for fouls, and he wound up getting hurt. So stop playing around. But Dallas got to wrap it up because Boston. If we did, this series is pretty much over. If anything I can take from the series is coaching probably hurt them. And Ant-Man, throwing the ball away because we didn't really get the chance to cover game 1 and 2. But he had some crucial turnovers early on.
He did this game too.
So I think but that's going to come with he's going to be able to look back and see where he made those mistakes.
Yeah, I agree.
But he made like that game 1 that was theirs, and he had like 2 crucial turnovers at the end of the game, or at least they would have went to the second game. They might have lost. But all 3 games they were in it.
Him and Cat is going. I agree. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. They're inexperienced. They're young. Well, at least he is. Cat should be a little bit more smarter than that when making some like that 3 he took
That was dumb.
That was
that was dumb.
Very.
That probably was the killer. That ended the game. Be honest with you,
it did.
That was the end of the game. I understood what he was trying to do. He wanted that moment because if you make that three, what you down? What, 2 or 1? It was like it would have been.
I can't remember. I think they might have been down 3 at that point or 4. I can't remember.
Yeah,
it was a bash. It was rushed. He came down just jacked. It was like 3 possessions in a row. Ant didn't even touch the ball.
And Phil W, I agree. Dallas has some really good, solid wing defenders because I'm telling you, the way they are able to double down on Anthony Edwards is like they'll bring 2 and 3 guys at a time, and you don't. And that's another thing. They don't do that with Luka though. He has single coverage the entire game.
They started rushing him toward the end a little bit. Like they kind of doubled him in spurts. They did it a couple times. They almost got a turnover toward the end when they doubled him right at the half court line, and he was able to get the pass off. But I agree. I mean, they don't trap him as much as they should, but it's hard to when Kyrie is doing what Kyrie doing.
Yeah,
like when Kyrie start doing Kyrie type stuff. The way he finishing at the rim, left hand, and all that. I don't care what you say. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me that early 2000s, 90s basketball, them players was more skilled than these players today. These dudes' games on a whole nother level.
You ain't seen them games in 20 years. Go back and watch the final.
I don't want to. I don't want. I did it before. I did it. It's nowhere near as entertaining as what I see today.
We're gonna go back and we're gonna watch that Sacramento Los Angeles series. That 7-game series in which the refs cheated and made LA win that series. We're gonna go back and watch them final 4 games. Every team is not good. Like you're not going to tell me that the Charlotte Hornets team of 2024
I'm talking about
is good as the
bro. The depth that Minnesota and Dallas have, they benches came in. You couldn't even hardly tell the difference. Like you're not getting that with Sacramento in LA. It wasn't that great of a fall off when they brought their bench in there. Naz Reid could have been a starter on any team in the NBA, and he coming off their bench.
He could be a starter now on any team in the NBA.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But their skill level to me is so far. It's not crazy far, but it's definitely far. It's definitely further than the total skill level of players now are better than them. They bet. I'm not saying how the team is built. I'm talking about player for player, skill wise, be able to finish and dribble and shoot. All the players can shoot now. All the players can shoot.
We already saw AI talk about something how the rules done changed. Like they're able to do so much more in today's game that they just weren't able to do when he was playing.
No, he was saying they changed the rules to stifle. This is the thing. They actually changed the rules.
And they changed it back. They
didn't. They changed the foul club, but he was talking about zones. You still can play a zone. That's what he said. It's harder to score against a zone. So this is why dudes have to create new moves and do all kind of Euro steps or what should be called who did it first? With Dominique, whoever did it first was
the American step.
Yeah, it was actually should be called the American step. But them players had to evolve all new kind of moves and to get past double teams and to get past the zone and to finish with the right and the left hand.
And they walking half the time. They walking half the time.
It's called. Do you realize this thing about it is these rules been in effect? All them gathering steps and all that stuff been into effect years ago. Referees didn't know how to referee right. They was calling remember they called the foul, they called it travel when the first person did the Euro step. The referee didn't even know what he was looking at. He calling the game wrong. But everybody think, that should be a travel. No, it's not.
It should have been a travel. The ref said they just changed the rules. They're all new rules. How you gonna say the refs go to school for this? Then once they change the rules and they gotta adjust.
Which we call the Bull bench is trap. The Bull, which we call Anderson was hooping. He another dude, Anderson hooping. They don't really play that, and they only get 8 deep in the playoffs. Anderson had 10 points. He couldn't miss. He was 5 for 5 at one point. He missed his last final shot. Listen, these dudes, skill wise, bro. I'm not hearing y'all. Skill wise, they're far and away better than a total team on any 80s and 90s basketball team, even early 2000s. These players get better. These dudes been balling since they was babies.
I'm not saying they worse. I'm saying they just as good as the ones from the late 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s You're not gonna tell me that those Kobe's and Marburys and Steve Francis.
You talking the best player on the team? I'm talking about in totality.
I'm talking about in totality.
We couldn't shoot that good. You realize Kobe's three was suspect. You realize Kobe mid-range game he shot 40% for his career at 6'6". It's players now who shooting 50%, close to 50%. Is when he shot back then, what Kobe shot back then is actually terrible nowadays.
If he still get buckets, still get buckets. I mean, they might be more.
He shot a lot.
If you want to say the players are more efficient now than they were back then, I might could drink a couple of that. I might could buy that. If you're saying that overall that they are better teams, I'm not buying that. I think those teams they played differently.
The skill
they were a different team, but I'm not saying that they better than the teams now.
The skill set is better. Yes.
I don't.
Hey, X-Men. Mine was you realize Dominique Wilkins and who was the other player? We had clips. They showed it. I watched it on Instagram when Dominique was playing. Dominique played in the 80s. He been Euro stepping. The Euro step the American players actually created the Euro step. They started calling them travels on it. That's why they didn't do it as much.
So they was calling it as if they was calling travel, then they would be calling travel now. So that wouldn't count. You're saying that what they're doing now would not go down in the early 90s. It just wouldn't.
Because they were calling the game, they were reffing the game wrong. It wasn't a travel.
Does
the rules say when you take two steps, it has to be in the same direction? Does the rule say that?
You're saying that the referees were all wrong, but also they are right now. Either they wouldn't be able to play in this generation, or we wouldn't be able to play that, or vice versa. Wherever the case is, the rest roughed it one way. They had the rules.
How many stretch fours? But you realize what did Gill tell you when Grant Hill came in the game? They didn't know what to do with Grant Hill. Grant Hill couldn't even shoot, but he was a small forward that could actually dribble. How many small forwards outside of Scottie Pippen could actually bring the ball up and dribble and shoot threes and all that kind of stuff? They all can do it now. You can't be Tobias Harris, and that's what I told y'all. Tobias Harris is a 90s. Early 2000s type player. This is why he suffers so much. You hate Tobias, but he has this. If Tobias back in the early on the Lakers, he would have been averaging 25 points a game. He's not athletic and he's not skilled enough to do.
Still has skilled players. You trying to act like everybody was 7%ers that nobody could do anything. You still had a lot of 6'6" bulls. You still had good guards. The guard you gonna tell me the guard play back in the day, in the 90s and early 2000s, was trash. That these guys are so.
I didn't say it was trash. I just said these dudes is better. They more skilled. Hey, X-Man, the step back is not a trap. This is what you're. God, this is.
They get away with a lot more. That's the bottom line. Is the players today get away with a lot more. This is they walking half the time.
Jordan walked all the time.
No, first of all, Jordan rules was not the rules of everybody. There was Jordan rules and rules for everybody else.
Yes.
So now they got the same rules as the Jordan rules.
Listen, but the thing is, the stars got the benefit always, and Jordan was the major stars when he got the major benefit.
No, Jordan got
the benefit. They told y'all, the boy told you he was cheating on the stats for John Stockton. John Stockton probably got 10,000 more assists than he should have had because boy was cheating on the stat sheet. The superstars always got the benefit of the doubt. They always did extra for the stars. This is nothing new here. No, so don't act like you've seen a couple.
You said everybody got the Jordan whistle.
If they step back, and let me talk about X-Men. X-Men, Ephraim said this version of step back is a travel, stop, dribble, and hop step. 2 steps to 3 is a walk. If you take 3, it's a walk, yes. You can take 2 steps back. When you pick your dribble up, the rules don't say you have to go forward. You can go in any direction. You can step sideways. You can step backwards 2 steps. You can step diagonal 2 steps. Just like when you had on a fast break, right? When you running to dunk the ball and somebody pass it to you. You can take your dribble, boom, and you can hop and dunk. It's the same thing. The 3-point shot, the step back is the same thing in reverse. But everybody's just because you're going backwards, all of a sudden it's a travel now. The Euro step is the same thing. The Euro step is 1 step in one direction and another step in the other direction. It's not a travel, but Tim, you can't tell Tim, no, that's a travel. Euro step is travel. It's 2 steps. The rule book say you can't take 2 steps in 1 step in one direction, 1 step in the other direction.
The rule book say the rule book, all the fouls that was committed today, the rule book would have had all them boys foul out, but they didn't.
No,
the refs called no fouls in the game, even when boys was getting fouled up all of these whole
game you watching, they was giving Luka everything, and they called the foul that I was telling you on Gobert that shouldn't have been called.
And there was Luka, and then there was everybody else because Luka shot the ball. He got 10 free throws.
Kyrie.
The next person next to him was 6. I think that was Anthony Edwards. Everybody else was fouled. They didn't call no fouls on them.
Kyrie shot 8 free throws, so he got for calls that he shouldn't have got neither. That I seen him get a couple of ticky-tack calls as well. The one Rudy Gobert stepped into the ball. That wasn't. They told me that the guard couldn't step into the defender no more. But here we go. That wasn't rule book. The bottom line is sometimes fouls are going to be called correctly and sometimes incorrectly. Fouls happen so fast that they are what they are. But at the end of the day, the refs was calling that Euro step or the American step. They was calling that wrong. They was calling it wrong.
The refs are the rules. They make the rules, or they interpret the rules. And if they were interpreted that way, then that's the rule. We can't just say they was wrong. I'm looking at it now. I'm gonna read you off some names from the early '90s, the late '90s, early 2000s, and you're gonna sit there and tell me they wouldn't dominate in this game. You got Kobe, Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Richard Hamilton, Cuttino Mobley.
Okay, let's do this. For every person you name, I'm going to name somebody who's maybe a prototype of that player who plays now, but who's more skilled than they are.
All right, Kobe.
You got, oh man, you could say, huh? You could right now, Kobe wise.
I'm waiting.
You could say skill wise, would you want to match him with somebody who's 6'6"? Skill. Ant is on that level.
He ain't there yet.
Ant skill wise.
Actually, like don't reach and don't lie.
Well, Ant ain't on Kobe type level. His hand. Okay, let's break it down then. Let's break down the skill set. Who got a better handle, Ant, Kobe, or Ant?
I'm going Kobe.
You think Kobe got a better handle than Ant?
One thing is Kobe gonna go. His gun is gonna be his clip
not done.
Completely empty.
So you talking about shooting? You talking about just shooting for what it is? I'm talking about skill. I'm talking about effective your field goal percentage. I'm talking about your handle. I'm talking about finishing at the rim. That's all skill. You just up shots ain't skill.
All right.
Come on, stop.
So you said Kobe. I'm saying Ant. I'm saying not yet. It's just not.
But let's break down the skill. Who has?
All right, no, let's move on. We got too many players.
Okay.
All right. Ray Allen.
Steph Curry.
Not even. And Steph falls. When was Steph drafted?
It's shooters. Ray Allen's known for his 3-point shooting.
When was Steph drafted?
2008, 2000.
He falls in the 2000s.
No, he drafted 2010, I think. He drafted 2010. He went to his first finals that 5 years. He drafted 2010.
AI.
Kyrie.
That's fair. Vince Carter.
Who you taking? AI, Kyrie. Who's more skilled? Not who you think is the better player. Who's more skilled? There's no way you're going to sit here and tell me Iverson is more skilled than Kyrie. He's not. I've never seen Iverson to his own admittance said he couldn't cross over and go left.
Okay, but here's the thing: we saw what Kyrie did with less when he was on his own, and we saw what Iverson did with less when he was on his own. No matter what, Kyrie's had a fantastic year and he's balling out, but he has a superstar next to him. Iverson never had a superstar of the caliber of Luka next to him. Okay.
Who finishing at the rim better? Kyrie. Kyrie's one of the greatest finishers at the rim in NBA history.
I agree.
Who has a better left hand? AI, Kyrie. Obviously, Kyrie.
Why you gonna throw out a stat that AIC don't have a left
hand? I'm just saying. This is skill. Your skill is using both hands. That's a skill set. Go ahead. Next player.
All right. Vince Carter.
Let me think offhand. LeBron James.
LeBron is in this generation.
No, he's not. LeBron is
okay. LeBron is 20 years in the game. He's part of this one. He's not part of that one. Get out of here.
All right, take LeBron off. Jason Tatum.
Okay, we're gonna go with clearly Vince Carter.
What makes Vince Carter more skilled? Who had a better handle, Vince Carter or Tatum?
Vince Carter.
You think Carter? No, he don't. No.
Vince Carter, first of all, Vince Carter had a nice. Okay, as far as jump shot, Vince Carter had a wicked 3-pointer.
Jump shot, I give his jump shot might have been better than Tatum's.
Who's jumping? As far as jumping, elite jumping it's not even questionable. It's not questionable. It's not even up for discussion.
Has Vince Carter been in the finals before, outside as the number one option?
No.
Okay. Tatum got solid handles. His handles just as good as Vince Carter. What clips do y'all got of Vince Carter rocking and re-rocking somebody or something like that? Go ahead. Who else you got? There's probably somebody I can think of that's better than Tatum, but I can't think. I'm just thinking somebody around 6'7".
You got Paul Pierce.
Oh, come on, man.
And this generation right now, who's comparable to Paul Pierce?
Luka.
All right. Besides Luka, it's like
okay. Here we go.
But not Paul Pierce was a killer. Paul Pierce.
I give Luka. I'm not. My main gripe with Luka is he's a crybaby. He's a crybaby. He gets a favorable whistle. But Luka can ball. I said to the very outset, the Bulls are outright.
To me, that's a tie. That's a tie.
I'm taking Luka.
Paul Pierce was a baller.
No, Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce. What's the most Paul Pierce ever averaged in career? 26. Luka averaged 33 this year. Now you can argue, okay,
the whistle is different.
Luka averaged 33, like 10 and 9 or something. That's crazy. Even if you cut Luka back, let's say you cut Luka back, you take away a favorable whistle, you cut him back 4 points. He's still averaging 24 or 5 points. He averaged 28.
But Paul Pierce
averaging splits in his rebound.
Paul Pierce average over his career is 25 points a game. So you got to take into consideration, those last 3 years, you're not even averaging that amount.
Okay.
So that's
back. What was he average in a season?
His average is 25 points overall for a year.
The highest he averaged in a year, I'm saying.
I don't know. They don't have that. I don't have that information.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. Who else you got?
D Wade.
Probably Donovan Mitchell.
You got to go with D Wade.
I might go D Wade on that one. Let me see. I'm trying to think who else. You got Donovan. You got who else? Come on, y'all in the comment section, help me out. Who else? We got Donovan Mitchell, D Rosen. He said D Rosen.
I'm taking D Wade.
Oh, okay. No. I got what you gonna call it. Okay, no. When you said Vince Carter, Jimmy Butler versus Vince Carter. Who you taking?
I'm taking Vince.
Okay.
I'm taking Vince.
Okay. Ephraim, you got off that Luka disbelief. White boys are true. Larry Bird 2.0. I never said Luka. Listen, I never said Luka wasn't the ball. I said Luka gets a favorable whistle and he's a crybaby. Those two are not arguable. You cannot disagree with me with that. He's a crybaby. I'm not taking Vince over.
Who you got? LeBron.
Huh?
Who you got? LeBron.
He falls in both generations.
LeBron he won all his titles. He definitely.
LeBron falls in both generations. Did you have a okay? Vince Carter. I'm not tripping. Vince Carter, Kevin Durant. No questions asked. Move on.
Kevin Durant falls into this generation.
No, he don't. Kevin Durant.
I said late 90s, early 2000s.
Yes, Kevin Durant is like drafted. I think he's younger than Curry. How old is KD?
No, KD been around at least.
Come on, where y'all at? When did Kevin Durant get drafted?
Like 2008, 2009.
He's 35. Steph is 36. So he got drafted. Where is it at? Kevin Durant. Stats. Come on, y'all.
If you count D Wade, you got to count Durant. Oh, no, that's LeBron.
Kevin Durant got drafted 07, 08. That's not early 2000s. That's late near 2010.
No, the 2010. You're counting. No, you're not going to do 25 years. Stop. You
25
got
years.
You got from 2010.
It's like 15 years to now. 15 years.
No, you got from 2010 to. You want to be fair? I'll give you 2009 to present. That's 15 years. And I'll take the 15 years.
Okay, how many years you trying to take? You talking about AI and them? AI got drafted in 90. What, AI drafted 96?
That's what give me 96 to 2009. That's 15 years.
Okay, all right. So I go from 2010 then. All right. Even though as a young player, right there.
So I got Durant. Now who got Durant? Now you tell me Durant.
Okay, D Book. Yeah, D Book for
Please stop.
That's nice. Devin Booker. Yeah, Devin Booker got game, bro. Devin Booker game certified.
No.
See, but y'all talking about what he led and what he did. I'm talking about, first of all, y'all talking about where a team went. That doesn't equate to skill. You can add a whole bunch of other factors to why a team got where they're supposed to get. D Wade led his team, but yeah, D Wade also had Shaquille O'Neal and Donis Haslem, and he had bulls who could hoop on his team that helped him get to this next level. So it ain't about necessarily where they went. I'm talking about pure. Okay, let's break it down. Let me break it down. Skill set to me includes scoring from any spot on the floor, including behind the three. Now, I don't care how you can score. I'm just saying from any spot on the floor, you can score effectively. Okay?
What's the good shooting percentage for three-pointer? What would you say?
Nowadays, it's around, 38%? You got to shoot 37, 38%?
You would consider 38% to be, because Reggie Miller was 37.9%. He's considered one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time.
Yes. Okay, where's D Wade and them at? I guarantee Donovan Mitchell shoots probably close to 40% from three.
D Wade, he wasn't a good three-point shooter. He shot 28%.
This is what I'm saying. That's skill. Shooting is a skill. Dribbling is a skill.
I mean, you still had Cuttino Mobley and Michael Redd. They was skilled players. They shot over 38% from the field.
From three?
From three, yeah.
How many threes you shoot a game?
4.5, almost 5.
And who's this?
Michael Redd, Jason Richardson, Cuttino Mobley.
Yeah, I know Red was that was his thing. He shot threes. So what did he shoot?
Michael Redd shot 38.6%.
Okay. Now go look at so that was their squad. What year was that? Was that their championship year?
This is their overall throughout the entire career.
I mean, but you looking at the team from Miami's championship year.
No, I'm just looking for Michael Redd.
Yeah.
Michael Redd played on Miami. Was he on Miami?
Ain't you at the Bulls play for what team you looking at?
I just got a bunch of guards from from late 90s and early 2000s.
I thought he played. I thought he played for Miami. I thought you were looking for the team in Miami.
And you didn't tell me T-Mac. Who you got this comparable to T-Mac? Tracy McGrady.
Whatchamacallit? Mikal Bridges. You got Mikal Bridges.
No.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges is gonna be Mikal Bridges is a good.
Mikal Bridges is a defensive. He's a 3-and-D guy. He's a 3-and-D guy. He doesn't have the skill set at all of what Tracy McGrady had. He doesn't.
Tracy McGrady is on line of.
He was like a
stop. Okay, you got. Okay, which Tracy McGrady shoot for? What's his field goal percentage? Which is three?
I mean, he didn't shoot a great three. He shot about 35% from three-point land.
Okay, now compare him to 6'7", 6'6" dudes like Tatum, like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown right now is probably shooting a 50% field goal and probably close to 50% from three. He's been on fire. Everybody try to act like Jaylen don't got no left hand. Jaylen actually do got a left hand. But his field goal percentage, his efficiency is crazy. Crazy. That's skill. You able to score the ball effectively is skill. Jaylen Brown, I said the wrong name.
So you said Jaylen Brown, my guy, but he's not on the same level as Tracy McGrady as far as skill.
Okay, but once again, Let's break that.
Tracy McGrady overall career average was 25.7 points a game.
You don't think Jaylen Brown would be scoring more if he was in Tracy McGrady position?
I mean, you got to think. Remember the last.
He got Tatum on his team.
That's even better. You get single coverage.
Okay, what about SGA? SGA. Now the one thing he can't, his three isn't that good. His field goal percentage is incredible. He's shooting about 50% field goal.
I mean, I might put him on the same level as Tracy as far as scoring. They both were elite scorers. That's a fair comparison. I'm still taking Tracy.
I mean, you could go. Listen, I'm not even. You looking at? I'm pulling names on the top of my head.
And I'm looking at the names with stats. Okay, so who's better?
Okay. Let me pull a list up because I'm not even looking at a list.
What do you think of Manu Ginobili?
He was a baller. All right, this is the top scorers. Let me pull the top. Where is it at? Top scorers. Let me, because now you got me just out here just trying to reach.
PA Assassin said they
that's playoffs.
They actually telling people, agents are telling their players not to play with Joel because they don't know about his injury history. That's corny if that's true.
All right, you got. Oh yeah, look at these horses. All right, what about Dame Dollar? Dame Dollar versus D Wade. Dame is the man. Dame's skill set game is crazy. Got the handles, could shoot, could finish at the rim. The whole kit and caboodle.
It's true.
Dame Dollar. I'm not even remembering people. Look, how many Victor Wembys was walking around in 2001?
I mean, as far as the centers are.
Joel Embiid was walking around in 2001. How many?
Well, I was not even walking around in 2001.
Listen, bro. Dame is not trash. But we're not going to do it. This we're not going to call Dame trash. We're not going to compare it to Wade. No. D Wade won because D Wade is a very favorable position. How many? What was the other boss going to say? Even Joker, the skill set, passing, creating for your team. That's a skill set.
Here's the thing, though. The physicalness of the game back then. I'm not sure Joel would be able to last long enough.
I mean, I'm just telling you names. Paul George, you can match him up with Tracy McGrady.
I would match him Paul Pierce. And I'm taking Paul Pierce.
You taking okay? I mean,
Paul George is not. Paul George.
Who you think had better handles? But you're about to talk about what he won. I'm talking about his skill set, what he can do skill wise. I think the skill set is better, man. I think the skill set is better, man. So X-Men, you think the skill set in 2001 is better than right now in 2020, 2024? Y'all doing that? Y'all, that's what y'all doing? I mean, because if you want to talk about where a player went, you can't take T-Mac because T-Mac never made it out of first round. So we can't do that. So let's stop where a player went to and who they won and all that kind of how many chips they got and what they did with their team. I'm talking about skill set. Because if y'all want to talk that, don't mention Tracy McGrady's name. That's all I'm saying. So let's talk about passing, dribbling, scoring, and how many different spots on the court you can score, finishing at the rim. That's all. I'm talking about offensive skill set. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's a good conversation to bring up. We wish we had Ethan and Tim on here. Maybe Ethan and Wayne on here. Did y'all talk about the report the NBA agents are telling them not to play? Oh, no, I didn't hear about that. This is the PA Assassin. This is the first time I'm hearing about this report about Joel. I actually could see that, though. That's not overwhelmingly surprising because he does have a problem staying healthy. And if you want to win a championship and one of your best players is injured, that's going to be a problem. Or your best player on your team is injured, that's a problem. Even the best skill set is winning in clutch moments. X-Men, I'm not disagreeing with that. I mean, that's not necessarily a skill set. That's a state of mind. Like, I'm just talking about fundamental skill sets is what me and Tim was kind of arguing about. Like, that has to do with the inner person of the heart. The secret, as the scriptures say, the secret person of the heart. That's what that has to do with. I'm talking about fundamental skill sets, right hand, left hand, dribbling with both hands, finishing with both hands, scoring at the rim, shooting, efficiency, effectiveness, all that skill to be able to shoot a ball 30 feet out and get all net and shoot at 38, 40%. That's a skill set. That's skill. Finishing the game, that's heart. That's a mindset. That's a mentality. Because the same people, it's people who've been great scorers throughout history, even in 60s, 70s, 80s, but when it came down to those clutch moments, didn't necessarily have it. That's a mindset. That's a heart condition. But I'm talking about skill set. That's what I'm talking about. But we got a conversation. I like the conversation. It's a good conversation. But as regards, to wrap up this Minnesota series is over.
Yeah, it's over.
Dallas is about to advance. I wanted so badly for Minnesota to stretch this series out a little bit more.
That's all I wanted. I still wanted Dallas to win. I just wanted it to be a long series.
Yeah, me too. But unfortunately, we getting what we getting. And we'll see Dallas and Boston. Boston going to win. Halliburton injury, that was huge. We didn't talk about that because we wasn't on the Halliburton injury. So Boston got a I'm not going to say a cakewalk because Indiana probably could have won that last game too. Indiana was in every game so far.
I mean, TJ actually played a very good game, but at the same time, they leave him open on every occasion. So he's been able to benefit from being wide open all the time.
I agree with that. But he did take advantage of the opportunity, so I can't hate on that, man.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's true too. Yeah, hit that like button while y'all here. Hit that like button.
Hit that joint up. Hit that like button. Me and Tim just came on. We supposed to only do like a 20-minute pod that turned to a 40-minute fiasco about skill sets, which I do like the conversation though. I like the name. See, the funny thing is nobody was trying to help me. Everybody was on Tim's side. Every time Tim was names, nobody would help me until I had to look for myself for the names of the current NBA players, which turned the top. That's right, X-Man. Tell him, smash that like button.
Yep. All right, y'all. But like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so y'all know exactly when we're gonna come on. We'll be back. We may be back tomorrow to cover that last game of Boston because it's gonna be a sweep.
Yeah, Tim is doing good tonight. Yeah, Tim had all the generational time too. That's another thing. He was breaking off the best of the best. I'm looking at this year. Tim was looking at a span of 15 years. Now, if I started grabbing somebody in between who retired by now from 2010, I didn't even get a chance to
I'm telling you.
Tim did not make more sense, Charlie. And please don't tell him that. He definitely didn't. Because y'all still was talking about what they did and where they went to. We wasn't talking about skill set. Y'all didn't talk about handles and shooting and all that. Right. Y'all mentioned that. Y'all just mentioned the greatness of the
EZL. That's all right.